Good afternoon, media respectable and responsible fellow citizens of the Republic of Sierra Leone. This is now our sister once again, Sister Rugi from London, the CEO and founder of the Advocates for Good Governance Sierra Leone. We're a registered organization based in Sierra Leone. The date today is the 8th August 2021. I want to give out a summary based on the outcome of the talk show today, what we just finished about 5 minutes ago. As we're on time in London, is now 11 minutes past 6 p.m. So the talk show today where our host is the cybercrime / bill for the interest of our nation or our citizens. That is the cybercrime where His Excellency not signed yet. Is it for the interest of our nation and our citizens? Now, based on this one, we get the talk show today, where we able to invite meaningful Sierra Leoneans, we can hear from them as to whether or not the cybercrime now for the interest of the people them. So based on their own responses, after I don't give the definition of cybercrime, what's in the definition of cybercrime? I just want to come highlight some of the things them where they under the definition of cybercrime before I be able to create a platform for explain in a nutshell the responses what we get from the talk show. So cybercrime are the use of computer and what includes email and internet fraud. Anything what you do na the computer when a illegal thing when a criminal activities using the computer, it is considered for be cybercrime. Cybercrime also include identity theft, identity crime. You be somebody in bank details. You know me personal details. You go use them for do fraud, for do crime under me name. Na cybercrime. Cybercrime also includes money laundering. You take money when not belong to you, transfer in another state or other country. Perhaps you put somebody else's name. Now cybercrime, it is under the definition of cybercrime. Cybercrime also where they hijack government information. You go hijack government information illegally. You distribute them. Without the authority, the government will give permission for do so. You go do that legally. Illegally, it is under the definition of cybercrime. So these ones are just some of the things them we don't consider for be cybercrime. So back to the talk show itself. Now we try to call meaningful Sierra Leoneans so that they can tell us whether they support the cybercrime law where His Excellency not signed yet, or they not support the law. But based on waiting I don't read, we're considered for be under the definition of cybercrime. It is categorically stated. So the talk show say, if he be say, what's in then at the table of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, it is under the definition of cybercrime. Then he sign them. Then obviously there are meaningful Sierra Leoneans them will come together and help for campaign for that, so that it will become practical, so that it will become functionable. On the other side, on the other hand, if he be say what's in there at the table of His Excellency, it is contrary to the definition of cybercrime, whereby them puts something contrary to the definition of cybercrime. For example, they try to put a law for shut down the Sierra Leoneans. They try to put a law for oppress freedom of speech. They try to put a law for suppress freedom of speech. They try to put a law for trample freedom of speech. They try to put a law for trample the constitution where provides freedom of speech. Then try for put a law for trample good governance. Then try for put a law for trample democracy will include freedom of speech. Then obviously it is not under the interest of the Sierra Leoneans. It is not under the interest of the citizens. In that regard, categorically they don't aware, say yes, His Excellency don't put a law where not they under the interest of the Sierra Leoneans and where not they under the interest of the citizens. It also comes clearly to the attention of the advocate for good governance, Sierra Leone. There are instances where Mrs. SSF don't witness that, say others, then they use other people pictures and try for cartoon them, then they use other people voices, try for mimic them to their own advantage, for give people trouble. In that regard, it comes to the attention, say it's supposed to be under the cyber law definition. Because why illegally, they go take other person in your face, they go cartoon them, they go take other person in voice, mimic them, try for give the person problem, say yes, na Sister Rugi na in this, where them play them exactly na Sister Rugi in voice, for example. While Sister Rugi not get any idea about that aspect there. Or try for cartoon somebody else, as me don't experience that. So it's supposed for they under the definition of cybercrime. So if His Excellency able for sign something where they under the definition of cybercrime, then obviously it don't do them based on the interests of the Sierra Leoneans and based on the interests of the citizens. So I further ask a question. I said in a situation whereby His Excellency signed a cybercrime where they oppress and suppress freedom of speech, how that go therefore affects any opposition parties them in this regard? It is categorically stated, say, that means any opposition party will become a silent opposition party. Because when they first say, yes, if I can't oppose the government just now, then we'll take and say, I don't under the cybercrime, I don't commit crime based on under the cybercrime law. So opposition parties are not going to become effective anymore in that circumstances. Then I further ask a question. Say yes, if you be say His Excellency signed contrary to the definition of cybercrime, whereby there's a law-wide attempt or try for shut down the citizens to make them not oppose any shortfall practices, how that government they go get for be? The government is going to be effective, it's going to be a progressive government or what? However, it comes to the attention of the advocates for good governance Sierra Leone, say that government they not going to be effective, that government they not going to be it's not going to be a productive government, because any government where they suppress freedom of speech, when no one for let them criticize them, when no one for let them talk the bad things so then they do, then they go just continue for do bad things them. They will just continue for do bad things them, because nobody know there on earth or within that environment of that country there, we're able for challenge them, we're able for talk about it, we're able for stand against them, then go just do whatever you feel like doing. And when the government's there, then they do whatever you feel like doing, then obviously that government they don't begin to fall apart. When you read the title names, things fall apart. Nothing other way go become meaningful, no development will take place there, because everybody will just try no more for do things them based on your own interest rather than the people's interest. So yes, I further go on and ask more questions. Say, well, if His Excellency signed something contrary to the definition of cybercrime, in terms of privacy, how that will go affect the people in this regard? So it comes to the attention of this organization, say yes, then obviously people can go there where they go begin to search other people and phone them. People can go there where go confiscate other people and phone them. People can go there where go able for take other people and phone them, begin read them private messages them. In that regard, you go realize say the privacy of that individual, they don't expose them. People don't go get privacy anymore, as they get for the target individual people them, they phone them for no waiting there inside it. I further ask a question for look at the long-term effects of this cybercrime if it is contrary to the definition of cybercrime. How that will get for be? What impact will get for take or what will get for get to the Sierra Leoneans? And it particularly come to the attention of this advocate for good governance Sierra Leone say it not going to be to the best interest of the citizens. However, if His Excellency sign a cybercrime where they under the definition of cybercrime itself, then obviously it don't act based on the people's best interest. But if you sign a crime where they contrary to the definition of cybercrime, then obviously you don't have to trample over the rights of the citizens and or the Sierra Leoneans. Yes, so we go share the link. I go share the link today as I release this message so that anybody will get interest for listening to the talk show itself, or let get a full version of the talk show itself. This message to go with the link for that. Let we now listen to the link, click the link and listen to the full debate itself. And I hope say we all or anybody else will go listen to this message, go there in a better position for know what and consider as cybercrime in this regard. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow citizens of the Republic of Sierra Leone, I want to say thank you very much for listening to We Talk Show. Thank you very much for share the link. Sharing is caring. And thank you very much for being so considerate for come out of your comfort zone and listen to the debate of AGGSL Advocates for Good Governance Sierra Leone. May God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone and God bless the Advocates for Good Governance Sierra Leone. Sister Rudy.